Graduates and guests, may we have your attention, please? Convocation is about to begin. If you have a mobile device or pager with you, please turn it off or silence it during the ceremony. Thank you for your attention and congratulations. If able, please rise.
Good morning and welcome. We wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. We are also grateful to have the opportunity to celebrate the achievements of our scholars who graduate today. On their behalf, let us express gratitude for the support of their family and friends, and for the faculty and staff who have guided them in their pursuit of knowledge. Whatever our own traditions, let us reflect as we proceed through the convocation ceremony on the many years of sacrifice, effort, and success that have brought us to this time of celebration. In concilium Universitates Torontonensis vocati sumus. Graduates, please remain standing. All guests, please be seated.
Insignissima cancelaria, presento tibi hosce scholaris, ut admittantur ad gradus varios, testorque eos quoad omnia quae statuta requirunt aptos et idoneos esse.
Et profectum huies provinciae, huies qua magnae patriae, et profectum omnium nationum, omnibus interis conjunctarum, augo exacutoritate mihi atoti, universitate commissar, et mitto vos grados varius, quarum ura vobis do, et pito quoquar ut omnia confictiatas munera qua et illos gradus pertinent.
Please be seated. My name is Merrick Gertler, and it is my great privilege to serve the University of Toronto as its 16th president. Today, I have the additional privilege of assisting Chancellor Rose Patten in conducting this convocation. The university is an institution with deep historical roots and many enduring traditions. Among those is our use of the language of the medieval university in today's wonderful celebration. For those in attendance who, like me, are less than fluent in Latin, a translation may be helpful. For my part, I said, "Most distinguished Chancellor, I present to you these scholars, that they may be admitted to the various degrees. And I bear witness that as far as all things which the statutes require, they are fit and suitable." And much more significantly from the standpoint of the graduating class, the Chancellor then replied, "To the benefit of this province, this great country, and to the worldwide community of nations, I, by the authority vested in me and in the whole university, admit you to your various degrees, grant to you the rights, and ask of you the responsibilities of doing all those things which pertain to those degrees." And so as my first order of business, I'm delighted to salute you, the graduating classes of 2024, from the Faculty of Law, the Munk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy, and the School of Graduate Studies. That's it, you're done. Warmest congratulations. I would also like to bid a warm welcome to everyone who's joined us here in historic Convocation Hall. Graduates, today the University of Toronto is formally recognizing your hard work, your accomplishments, your perseverance in this milestone. And speaking of perseverance, you've successfully completed your program in extraordinary and challenging times, and today's celebration is all the more meaningful for it. Each of you, as a member of the graduating class, is joining an exceptional family of University of Toronto alumni. U of T has a global community of over 680,000 alumni in 196 countries. They are the university's living legacy and our greatest ambassadors. Today, we are also recognizing Harold Hongju Ko, an internationally renowned expert in public and private international law, national security law, and human rights. We'll hear much more about our honorary Graduand in a moment. But for now, let me simply observe that U of T alumni serve in leadership roles in every corner of the globe and in every walk of life. They are prime ministers, justices, scholars, authors, community and business leaders, scientists, and professionals of every description. Their endeavors have shaped the world we live in and the way we understand that world. We have no doubt that the University of Toronto's high international standing can be attributed to generations of dedicated and very talented faculty and staff members. But we also understand that this reputation has been built by our alumni, a group that now includes each and every one of you. So to the graduating class, let me say thank you. Thank you for your many contributions to the university while you were a student. And thank you for what you will do as members of Canada's largest and I believe most distinguished alumni community. One more word of thanks is in order. I'm sure all graduates share a sense of gratitude to the friends and family members who have helped bring them to this special day. So I would ask you to join me and the platform party in thanking them with a vigorous round of applause. Let me continue with a request. One of the distinguishing features of our convocation is that graduates come forward to be recognized individually. You'll be coming up this red carpet beside the podium. You'll stop on the mark here for your 3 seconds of fame as you wave to your fans. Then we want you to follow the red carpet over to the ramp, go down the ramp, out that door, and go around the hall. And at that point, you will turn left and quietly re-enter the hall as your peers continue to be recognized. In that spirit, I'd like to encourage you to think of the very last person who's going to be on this stage this morning, and I believe it will be Yiling Ju. Yiling, are you here? Could you stand up, please? So everybody remember Ealing and return to your seat. Finally, respecting our ongoing commitment to health and safety, we will forgo the traditional handshake, but we promise to applaud enthusiastically as you pass by on the stage. Thanks for your understanding and assistance, and once more, warmest congratulations. Before we continue, I would like to recognize that this is a challenging time for many in our community. We acknowledge the pain and suffering felt by those impacted by the conflict in the Middle East. And yet today's ceremony is a time for celebration and hope. Convocation Hall is the place where our graduates have the opportunity to mark this wonderful milestone with loved ones. With that in mind, I would respectfully ask everyone here today to allow our graduating students to have their moment to cross the stage without disruption or interruption. Thank you. It's now my great privilege to invite Professor Jutta Brunet, Dean of the Faculty of Law, to present our Honorary Graduand.
Harold Hongju Ko. Professor Harold Hongju Ko is an internationally renowned legal scholar and leading expert in public and private international law, national security law, and human rights. He has had an extraordinarily impactful career and has held such prominent roles as the Dean of Yale Law School, 2004 to 2009, legal advisor to the US Department of State, 2009 to 2013, and US Assistant Secretary of State for Democracy, Human Rights, and Labor, 1998 to 2001. Described as a rare scholar practitioner, Professor Ko is a highly influential legal theorist whose scholarship is deeply and distinctively rooted in practice. At the same time, his theorizing informs his policy and practitioner work, extending his seminal contributions to international law beyond the walls of academia into the public realm, where they have transformed the conduct of international relations. As Sterling Professor of International Law at Yale Law School, Professor Ko continues to teach and mentor the next generation of lawyers and academic legal scholars while representing individuals who have suffered human rights abuses. He's currently representing Ukraine at the International Court of Justice, asking the court to declare Russia in violation of international treaties. As a scholar, an advocate, a teacher, a public servant, and a leader, Professor Ko's contributions extend well beyond the United States. His work and commitment to advancing the public interest have shaped scholarly debates and the practice of international law in transformative ways here in Canada and around the globe. For his excellence in the professions, through his staunch defense of democracy and stalwart advocacy for the rule of law and human rights, Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Governing Council, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa upon Harold Hongju Ko.
On behalf of the University of Toronto and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I have the great honor and pleasure of conferring on you, as I do now, the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Chancellor Patton, President Gertler, President Pritchard, Justice Isabella, and Iacobucci, Dean Brunet, faculty, friends, and most of all, fellow graduates. Well, we made it. Congratulations. I'm so proud to be part of this great day. I've always loved Toronto and Canada, and with luck, this degree will make me a little bit more Canadian, eh? As I look out over you moms and dads in this audience, I remember my late father worrying as he wrote out our tuition checks so many years ago. How happy he'd be that Canada's greatest university just gave me a degree without paying tuition. One time I apologized to him because my tuition was so expensive. He shouted, "Why do you think I work? Why do you think I live? All we can give you is your education. After that, it's up to you." He was right. So moms and dads, you made it too. Could you just stand up and take a bow? Moms and dads. That's all my way of saying, I know you didn't come here to see me. But I hope the journey that got me here will carry some useful lessons. 64 years ago, my parents' homeland, South Korea, elected its first democratic government. My late dad, like you, a recent law graduate, like some of you, an immigrant, was appointed Korea's chief diplomat to the United States. Serving his country filled him with excitement and purpose. But one day, a friend at the White House called him and said a military coup would overthrow the government he was serving. He tried to warn people back home. They didn't listen. The military toppled the government, arrested my father's friend, the prime minister, and installed a dictatorship that lasted decades. The night his government was overthrown, Dad called the other diplomats at the embassy, and they all took an oath. They would never, ever serve a military government. But as time passed, every single one of them broke their promise, except my father. And so he lived his life in America as a political exile. One day we learned that his former best friend had been made prime minister. I asked, "Do you regret your oath?" And he said, "Never. That guy stands for nothing. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And if you have no principles, someone will always hire you to say what they want. But what matters are your principles, not your job. Whatever you do, stand for something and know what you stand for." It was then I decided to become a professor, an international lawyer, and a diplomat, like my dad. A few days later, he heard even more shocking news. His friend, the prime minister, would shortly be executed. He went to the White House to plead for his life. The deputy national security advisor, a man named Walt Rostow, said, "We know where your leader is, and he will not be harmed." My dad was just staggered that America's power could reach around the globe to save a prisoner a world away. And then Rostow said, "What will you do now?" My father said, "I'm exiled. I'm unemployed. I have 6 children." Rostow said, "My brother's dean of Yale Law School. Let me call him and see if you can teach there." He made the call. A week later, 8 of us, each carrying our own suitcase, got on a train and moved to New Haven. I've lived there ever since. 40 years later, I was dean of Yale Law School. That's an American story. And while I was dean, not for one second did I forget that these 2 brothers, amid their impossibly busy schedules, took the time to help a struggling family make a new start in a new country. Growing up in America, we loved our freedom. We loved Broadway, the Beatles, and the Boston Red Sox. And tomorrow I'm going to go watch the Sox play the Jays at Rogers. I am, but they probably won't win. As a college student in the 70s, I went to Seoul. And while I was there, someone tried to assassinate the president, the same man who had overthrown my father's government. He declared martial law, tanks rolled, and soldiers with guns patrolled every street corner. When I called Dad, he told me Richard Nixon had just resigned. Gerald Ford was now president of the United States. But no soldiers, no guns, no tanks anywhere. He said, "You see the difference between the rule of law and the rule of individuals. In the United States, if you're president, the troops obey you. But in Korea, if the troops obey you, they call you president." I decided then to fight for the rule of law. A few years later, Korea's democracy was restored, and a quarter century later, I went to North Korea with Secretary of State Madeleine Albright. My mother had escaped from North Korea in the 1940s, and I saw the difference between the impoverished Koreans living in the North and the exuberant Koreans living under democracy in the South. The same people, the only difference was their form of government. When we arrived back in Seoul, we went to see South Korea's President, Nobel Prize winner Kim Dae-jung. Before he started the meeting, he said, "We Koreans are proud that America's chief human rights official is the son of our patriot, Kwang Nam-ko, who fought so hard for Korean democracy." My father had died a decade earlier. I thought, "Dad, you were right. Wherever you are, you stood for something, and they remember." So in closing, my graduates, those are the lessons I pass on. You live in a country with global power. Please use your training to serve your country, to ensure that it uses that power for global good. When you reach positions of importance, remember those who have nothing. Give them a chance. They'll make the most of it. You're all now guardians of the rule of law, which you know is under attack everywhere. So please remember the difference between a government of laws and a government of individuals. Stand for something, whatever price you may pay in the short term, because if you find the principle you're ready to fight for, that you're ready to die for, it will become your calling and the reason why people remember you. And finally, recognize you can't do this alone. On your life's journey, you'll need partners. Mine includes so many beloved friends who got me here over so many years, some of whom took the time to be here today. Remember your friends. Never forget to say thank you. Most of all, as they say on Broadway, some enchanted evening you will meet a stranger. 44 years ago, I met Mary Christie Fisher, that redheaded lady sitting over there. I flew to her side and asked her to join me. And ever since, she's made possible everything good in my life, including our children, Emily and Will, this happy day, and this unforgettable celebration with all of you. So, once you have found them, never let them go. Once you have found them, never, ever let them go. I'm so thrilled to be part of this day. Thank you, friends, for this special honor. Fellow graduates, I cannot wait to see what you will do. Godspeed and fly high.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following candidate from the School of Graduate Studies who is being admitted to the degree of Doctor of Judicial Science. Kanksha Gamire. Candidates from the School of Graduate Studies who are being admitted to the degree of the Master of Laws. Jarrett Tong Hao Chen. Jia Rong Lim. Candidates from the Faculty of Law and the School of Graduate Studies who are being admitted to the combined degree of Juris Doctor and Master of Arts. Andrea Maria Alina Almeida Pasco. Danya Ashnai. Roshana Getty. Noah Levin. Ronan Malavi. Haley Aaron Vanderpool. Candidates from the Faculty of Law and the Joseph L. Rotman School of Management who are being admitted to the combined degree of Juris Doctor and Master of Business Administration. Arshia Abunabi. Yinzi Gao. Isaiah Mohammed Hasham. Ian Mahalik. Sydney Michaela Morton Palter. Stephanie Michaela Ray. Salar Sadri. Jordan Braha Selznick. Adam Miles Strub. Nicole Shimanoka. Candidate from the Faculty of Law and the School of Graduate Studies who is being admitted to the combined degree of Juris Doctor and Master of Public Policy, David Jonah Cote. Candidates from the Faculty of Law who are being admitted to the degree of Juris Doctor. Fatima Amir. Arlie Abramson. Mila Amstislavskaya. Jasmine Marie Anthony. Sarush Bukhari Kosha. Melanie Alexandra Barshan. Cassidy Lee Barnes. Marisa Liba Rossi Benjamin. Matthew Armand Benoit. Claire Emily Batillo. Christopher John Michael Black. Jennifer Mary Boothby. Jackie Alana Brown. Kristen Hallie Buckholt. Abigail Nicole Butler. Julia Sarah Campbell. Julia Rose Galassier Capellacci. Mackenzie Alexa Chan. Ashley Chana. Robert Cheng. Genevieve Audrey Citron. Laura Dawn Clerk. Duncan Arthur Carson Crabtree. Joshua James Crawford. Emma Helen Danaher. Michaela Marie Dennis. Lauren D. Felice. Jonah Dutz. Alexandra Eggy. Victoria Lynn Element. Kareem Elman Kabadi. Madeline Eskandari. Carly Alyssa Farquhar. Liam Robert David Forbes. Alexander Kai Folger Fort. Erica Daniela Fox. Janice Fung. Shuai Gao. Lauren Charlotte George. Monica Rupkiran Kaur Gill. Neha Goyal. Caleb Raven Guff. Milana Grahovats. Rachel Christina Gregoris. Ben Christopher Grandin. Vanessa Groves. Madeline Ivy Grubert. Alexandra Hope Guerra. Preeti Gupta. Michelle Nicholas Hajar. Quinn David Hartwig. Arshia Hassani. Emily Sarah Heen. Nicholas Peter John Heinrich. Alia Himani. Laura Henderson Cameron. Hope Hengsperger. Lashante Portia Henry. Jonathan Isaac Herlin. Esteban Herpin. Julia Rachel Horowitz. Charm Hugh. Laura Elizabeth Hunter. Hannah M. Elliot Samuel Jarmain. Harjas Kaur Judge. Jane Jiang. Diego Tomas Jimenez Yuri. Jeremy Emmanuel Jingwei. Isaac Yonker. Hei Sun Jung. Christos Kakaletris. Constantine Dean Gregory Kanar-Jalides. Kunal Kameni. Dong Woo Kim. Aaron Kim. Mi Sol Rebecca Kim. Song Hyun Justin Kim. Benjamin James Kitching. Luka Knezovich. Carly Kolinchuk. Amy Deva Kwong. Ethan Jonathan Lewis. Irene Lee. Cece Lee. Eric Lee. Li Chao Lee. Wen Shuai Lee. Faival Lim. Jeffrey Chen Chang Liu. Vanessa Marie Patricio Lloyd. Liam Frederick George Loeb. Yi Ning Ning Lu. Kyle Darcy McDonald. Benjamin Reginald McLean Max. Faizan Ibn Ali Malik. Stephen Mapplebeck. Shelby Joy Martin. Alexandra Jane Mastantuano. Matthew McGreer. Sarah McGregor. Sarah Joan Margaret McLaughlin. Amara Rebecca Amelia McLaughlin Harris. David C. McQuillan. Serena Megji. Michael Popolo. Abdul Hadi Karizada. Rebecca Rabinovich. Andrea Rachich. Emily Rand. Clarissa Henrietta Ratchen. Ryan Austin Reed. Yasmin Rezaifar. Aviva Lillian Weissman Ripstein. Emily Margaret Timberg Robb. Brianna Nicole Rowe. Andre Ruyulescu. Niku Salamat. Caitlin Alexandra Salvino. Rebecca Satar. Daniel Matthew Scarpiti. Calvin Jack Skilstra. Julianne Marie Schmidt. Emma Jane Sipe. Hassan Shahata. Roya Marie Shidfar. Kristen Victoria Shorer. Genevieve Alexandra Simmons. Lily Vivian Elizabeth Stern. John Edward McLean Stewart. Abby Suisa. Helen Tazdamar. Ayushi Thakur. Mackenzie Marianne Thomas. Ian Thomas Davidson Thompson. Emily Luthien Colette Tivoli. Darren Tyndale. Max Wilman Vander Weerd. Amy Karen Wiener. Melanie Carmel Vincent. Foti Vito. Calvin Wang. Mariah Shaylin Watling Eagle. James Richard Weaver. Anna Welch. Wan Yuen Wen. Hannah Mariah West. Hannah Taylor White. Christian Francis Wigger. Nicholas Joel Williams. Alyssa Melanie Wong. Kat Shu. Tyler Quincy Yan. Lucy Yang. Angela Ray Yen. Chen Wei Yuan. Anthony Jerry Zarconi. Tiffany Tianyi Zhan. Zajia Zhou. Candidates from the School of Graduate Studies who are being admitted to the degree of Master of Global Affairs. Abigail Jillian Adams Gopso. Arij Afran Ahmed. Glory Ufido Ako. Aisha Begum Ali. Lance Daniel Arulo. Jonathan Michael Banfield. Hamzia Bawa Ziba. Riley Violet Nefertiti Baya Kenti. James Blair. Carlos Eduardo Cantafio Apitz. Arely Chapon. Daniel John Minters Costanzo. Maria Svetkova. Marco Dakic. Ave Marie Reed Dubois. Jordan Kauto Egan. Andre Leonardo Suen Fallardo. Almas Farouki. Antoine Hans Fougere Ram Samouj. Roberto Leonardo Fushardi. Maya Julia Gandhi. Weni Yijiao Jin. Claire Ann Kendall. Bodan Kostyuk. Aditya Krishnan. Husseina Mustafa Lakdawala. Morgan Grace Lee. Kay Liu. Reagan McCourt. Daniel George McDowell. Ahmed Hani Abdel Fattah Mohammed. Avana Mohandezi. Ibtisam Mohammed Afroz Musa. Mackenzie Lynn Murray. Hughes Marshall Ntwari. Kazia Nab Oforiata. Rajini Pawar. Nicholas Pierce. Iris Perigo Grufeld. Amna Pervez. Jingyao Chin. Majabin Kader. Basma Ramadan. Anyukriti Rundev. Hunter Helen Rinda. Abir Sabs Ali. Rehan Michael Setna. Rajini Sharma. Yashri Sharma. Yi Shi. Broderick Edward Summers. Tiwi Tang. Cameron Glenn Verkonik. Elena Walzak. Declan Anthony Holmes Walker. Bingchuan Wang. Bo Jiao Wang. Madeline Noel McClurg Whitestone. Shyla Williams. Aaron Young. Mina Zahin. Junyu Zhao. Yanyu Zhou. Candidates from the School of Graduate Studies who are being admitted to the degree of Master of Public Policy. Mercedes Abadur. Katernia Antoniuk. Yasmin Arain. Anton Babik. Lindsay Maria Bain. Afraz Bakhtiar. Joud Beya. Hannah Leah Emily Bender. Brittany Nicole Best. Zachary Betteridge. Daria Balick. Karen Singh Brar. Claire Margaret Casey. Lon Y. Anson Ching. Julia Cristina De Conceso. Nemesha Elanco. Julia Rose Enright. Jesse Fan. Teresa Figueiredo. Turjoy Gose. Michael Vincent Grisafi. Alexi Vincent Joseph Gwendon Riopel. Stephanie Maria Haas. Caitlin Amber Hayes. Adley H.Y. Ho. Madison Lee Hollington. Ifra Ikram. Veda Allison Jane Allington. David Yershi Ellis Jones. Una Youngbolt. Hanya Kaoud. Ayaka Kimata. Emily Ellen Marie Crispus. Tin-Yi Lee. Jeff Liu. K.E. Liu. Rowland Ma. Albina Mago Madova. Salma Malin. Emma Colleen Martin. Julie Hannah Masson. Akanksha Mathur. Gregory James McNamara. Y.D. Nee. Zainab Farah Nizar. Jacob Clem O'Connor. Tracy Othiambo. Aisha Ogilvy. Emma Popovich. Nicholas Quadrini. Farah Ra'im. Gurleen Kaur Romana. Melanie Yvette Rose. Arman Sego. Gurminder Kaur Sandal. Victoria Severin. Rafia Shahid. Kriti Sharma. Supriya Sharma. Ru Yi Shen. Catherine Shi. Cynthia Shin. Shevalini Shukla. Mary Rose Spear. Monisha Sorabi Suresh Kumar. Emel Tabaku. Niku Tajdalat. Dechen Tenzin. Napaz Tien. Catherine Elaine Todd. Kenneth Tupaz. Olena Pavlivna Voynich. Jiashuan Wang. Kihan Wang. Wan Yi Wang. Yi Zhou Wang. Christina Marie Winger. Shen Fei Shua. James Alexander Haig Uretzian. Chi Zhang. Ran Zhang. Yang Zhou. Yilen Zhu.
On behalf of the University of Toronto and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby admit all those candidates not here present to the degrees in absentia.
As we conclude Convocation, I wish to thank all of you for your participation and your patience. To the families and friends and to those in the procession, let me say thank you. You've made this a more memorable event for each member of the graduating class. Let me thank our wonderful Chancellor, Rose Patton, for presiding so graciously over today's ceremony. Thank you, Chancellor. I wish to thank as well the many other colleagues and friends of the university who participated in this convocation, whose names you will find in the program. To our honorary graduate, Dr. Harold Hongju Ko, let me just say, you've inspired us with your lifetime career, your amazing accomplishments, and once again this morning, you've inspired us with your remarkable words. Thank you and congratulations. I now invite the Chancellor to bring today's ceremony to a close.
As I bring this convocation ceremony to a close on this, which is your special day, I hope we will see you often in the years to come, and I invite you to stay connected. We will be very interested in all of your journeys, and we know that you will make an impact for the better in whatever path you choose. Concilium dimissum est.
you.